It looks like you're doing a bit of a roadshow in the coming months. If someone
Yeah,
out there maybe has a company that they would like to pitch
yeah,
during your meetup, do they just
yeah.
show up and talk to you, or how do they go about that?
Well, actually, what we encourage is we've noticed because we've seen, like I said, about 400 different companies over the past few years, and we've noticed that they're kind of clustered in little regions.
Hmm.
And so we started saying, you don't know it, but Chicago actually has a lot of pet care startups, and we'd like to do an event in Chicago and let those companies meet each other, but then also showcase what's going on, so that other people see that this is a cluster. That there's an economic cluster there. So for the events that we're doing, and thanks for mentioning that, the if you go to our website, you can see that we're going to be in. We're going to be in San Francisco. We're going to be in Baltimore for the Mid-Atlantic region. Philadelphia on down into the Carolinas, including DC. We're going to be in Boston and Seattle. We will also be in LA. And then we do. There's actually a fairly large established group in New York called the New York Pet Tech Meetup, which is people that have technology-based pet care startups. And so we know those guys. The founders of that meetup are also past winners of the prize. So we'll drop in and we support them. But at all of those events, what we try to do is we try to recognize the local startups.
Hmm.
So if you go to our website, you can see we do a showcase where we say we're looking for startups that are doing something early stage here in pet care, and we bring in some expert panelists, so some investors, some corporate people, lawyers and advisors and industry experts, and we'll make sure all of those panelists talk to all of the startups. Startups get a chance to speak in front of the crowd at the room and do a little bit of an elevator pitch to get used to doing that. We videotape those sessions, and that stays up on our website. And then we leave saying, congratulations, here's what you didn't know, but there was a pet care startup in this area, or a startup cluster. So if somebody's watching this that wants to participate in that, there's a link on our website that you can just submit some information so that we know enough. There's no charge for it.
Hmm.
And the whole goal is really to say pet care is an exciting place, but it's a little bit different. So here are some resources, and here's some peers, and here's a little bit of recognition, and we hope you succeed. And we do that rather than, we could just go, if we were just trying to market the prize, we'd go out and say, oh, free cash, free cash. Well, you go to an event with a bunch of startups, that takes about a sentence to get that point across. And then it's like, now what else do we do? So it's like, we'd rather focus on what's interesting going on in town. So yeah, it's an awesome opportunity. We start May 22nd in San Francisco, and then we're in Baltimore, Seattle, Boston, New York at the Pet Tech Meetup, which we won't be doing a showcase there, but if you're in the New York area, we really encourage people to find New York Pet Tech Meetup. Just search that on meetup.com.
Hmm.
They're a great group of people. There's a great community of people doing stuff in pet there. And then in LA. So